Greetings, this is Vlodril and welcome back to Let's Play Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. Now let's punch some fools, I guess. Or have them punch me. I hate it when they are too. No.
All right. I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
What is this place? Poorhouse?
You could call it that. They come here to rest and eat a hot meal.
You help them, why?
Because they need help.
Good answer.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the boot black in Rue de Garl.
The boot black. A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Sure all your usual beggars will be here?
They're not obliged to come, of course. But they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So, almost all in the area eat here.
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
Let's see what happens.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the boot black. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
What's with the rat on the wall?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the boot black. And Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
I need the letter. It's very important. It's no use to you anymore.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the boot black anyways. It's always muddy there.
Alright, let's see.
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Well, I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we underestimated Siana rather grossly.
Judging
This
by
kinda
this,
bullshit.
Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her
And I will tell you why in a minute.
puzzling.
Alright. So, my problem with this is the following. I feel the developers did this to justify the player's path in this, in air quotes, bad ending. It wasn't your fault, she was evil, she would have killed Henrietta anyway, etc. Now, if you get the same letter on the alternate path, where I don't know if she lives or dies, of course she could die there too, that's fine. But if they did that just to make the player feel better about their choices, that kinda diminishes the impact this path had, at least for me. That is why I don't like it, because I feel that they did this to say, it's okay, you chose badly, but this is a game and everything is alright anyway, so you did good anyway. Which I don't really like, as I said before, because it diminishes the impact of her death, which I felt was significant.
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter ceased to be a tantalizing brain teaser and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Sienna planned it from the start.
Indeed, the logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Sienna, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Sienna murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All those make sense, and none are mutually exclusive.
Well, making sense doesn't mean it's actually, the truth. The Duchess is a target that makes sense of the story we have. But that also could be, a coincidence that it makes sense.
Can only guess what drove Sienna. Luckily, Anna Henrietta's safe now.
I believe we may dare to assume so. Sienna's death was also the death of the Duchess's only natural rival. She is in no danger for now.
Pretty rare thing for a ruler. What do we do now?
Now we drink. Unless, that is, you feel a witchly duty to see the Duchess and tell her what we just
No.
Let's go. Haven't had a drink in weeks. Besides, doubt that information would do the Duchess any good.
We'll just
Why
make
not
her.
admit you're simply afraid of her reaction?
She already locked me up once. Can you blame
We'll just
me?
make her hate her sister.
Not. At times one must abandon grand politics for a bit of simple pleasure. I believe this is one of those times.
Again, I need to look at the other endings to see if this was just for closure for the player or it was always a story. It's a great game that makes you care though, so
Interesting folk
kudos on that.
prison. Can't say I'm eager to ever see any of my cellmates again, though.
Of all the places to wind up behind bars, Toussaint was a good choice.
That sky.
No other ruler I know would change their mind so quickly. Especially given it wasn't about just anyone, but the Duchess's very own sister. As you know, I had little sympathy for Sienna. Nonetheless, I very much regret I could not keep her safe. To you, her ultimate fate, does it still bring on the occasional pang of regret?
Sure.
Yep. Still.
Well then, drink up.
I like that he answered without my prompt. What I was thinking.
always seemed a very complex creature to me, by your very nature. Not one to go in for simple methods like drinking your worries away.
I fear there are worries for which, quite simply, there is no other medicine.
Beauclair seems safe now, though I'm still left wondering. I mean, Detloff's alive. Think Anna Henrietta's still in danger?
No. He had a score to settle with Sienna. By his reckoning, he did just that. He has no reason to attack anyone else.
Detloff was kinda a crappy person.
Any longer.
Sure hope so. Though in his boots, I'd regret having to go. Place is just plain beautiful, damn it.
Yep, I agree with that. Again, I think Regis romanticized Detloff's character due to him getting resurrected by him.
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning. Then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Doubtful.
Don't really know yet. Might find the life of a hard-working vintner too tempting one day. Or maybe I'll just stick to the path, go on roaming, staring up at the stars after laying my bedroll at the roadside.
Ah, roadsides, bedrolls, and the sky above. I sense some poetry coming on, which of course brings to mind Dandelion. I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you now? Got a plan?
I do. I must find Detloff. Help him. I certainly owe him that much.
Yeah.
Vampire friendships.
You need to put the Kool-Aid down.
Nice.
Do I detect a note of sarcasm?
Not at all. I so don't feel like going anywhere.
Alright.
Sit here a while longer.
The end.
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
It's a good line for, yeah. That was great. That was great. That was a great line for closing on Geralt's story. This is the last we'll ever see of him again, or at least as a main character, as they have said. And that was a great way to close it. I really liked the DLC, which I don't like to call DLC, the expansions is a better word. Because all the other DLCs doesn't even come close to the Witcher 3 DLCs expansions. Both were great for different reasons. I think they had a pretty good story on the Hearts of Stone, and they experimented more gameplay wise. On the Blood and Wine, it was more of an epic story and a beautiful place. Seriously, that Toussaint was fantastic. I love the way they used the camera shots too, so great work on that too. A worthy closing to the Witcher saga. All three games are really great. They all have their flaws, but it's probably one of my favorite series in gaming. Easy. Alright. What I will do now is end this episode. I will thank you for watching this. Say goodbye to Geralt. And I will probably go and check out the other endings. I'll see you next time in another series.